He's small, yet he's very strong. This sentence uses yet to join these ideas together. Fine, but why not just say he's small, but he's very strong? Yet, but, how are they different? I'm going to bed early for I have a lot of work tomorrow. For I have a lot of work. Do people say that? Can't you just say because here? I don't drink coffee for breakfast, nor do I drink orange juice. This sentence uses the auxiliary do, but it's not a question. Why do we use do here? Well, stick around for these coordinating conjunctions and some strange things about them. Hi, I'm Mark Franco. Welcome to Snap Language Learner. You know the coordinating conjunction but, right, from another video? Yet is another coordinating conjunction which means something similar. Using but, you can say, for example, he's small but he's very strong. There's a contrast between these ideas, but sometimes a contrast can be surprising or unexpected. You're thinking, for such a small person, wow, he's very strong. That's when you can say, he's small, yet he's very strong. It's very cold, yet he's wearing a t-shirt. It's very cold outside, yet the children are having fun. He's just a child, yet he can play chess very well. You could use but in these sentences, but then you would not have the same idea of, wow, that's a surprise.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect that at all.
So, but and yet have just this difference in meaning. And that's how language works. Sometimes you can communicate nuance in meaning, small differences in meaning. That nuance can make a big difference in communication.
And that's a good thing.
If I say to you, the test was difficult, but you did very well, I'm just telling you something good. If I say, the test was difficult, yet you did very well, well, in a way, I'm saying that I did not think you were going to do very well. Here's another example. He doesn't have a lot of money, yet he has a very expensive car. You can also show you're a little annoyed. You say every day that you're going to help me, yet you never do. Uh-oh. Now let's look at this beauty of a sentence. I'm going to bed early for I have a lot of work tomorrow. For here gives you the reason for going to bed early. It tells you why you're going to bed early. You need a jacket for it's cold outside. Why do you need a jacket? Because it's cold. If you've never heard anyone use for that way, don't be surprised. To show the reason for something, most people would just say, I'm going to bed early because I have a lot of work to do tomorrow. You need a jacket because it's cold outside. Notice a little difference when you write these sentences. These are two complete sentences, and for is just connecting them. You use a comma here. When you use because, you just have one sentence and you use no comma. That's right, you do not use a comma before because. Again, people do not use for like this very often. It sounds very formal. If you say it, it even sounds unnatural. You see it in formal writing and academic texts. In everyday language, not so much. Did you know at Snap Language Learner you get a YouTube channel and a website? You can go to snaplanguage.io, go to ESL lessons, and choose an area. Let's go to grammar. Here you can choose the type of lesson that you want. Look, this lesson has exercises, and it already has a video in it. You can study the lesson, watch the video, and complete the exercise at the end. You can download the exercise as a PDF document, or you can complete the exercise right here on the website. If you don't do well, you can study the lesson and watch the video again. Then you can try the exercises again. See, Snap Language Learner gives you the opportunity to learn and practice on YouTube and to get extra materials and exercises at snaplanguage.io. And it's all free. Pretty cool, huh? Well then, I'll see you on YouTube or at snaplanguage.io. This section of the video is about NOR. It's a little more advanced. If you're at the basic level, don't go yet. You can still learn something, and you don't want to miss the practice at the end of the video. Okay, but before we get into NOR, you should know what happens when you have a negative word before the subject. For example, you can say, I have never seen anything like that. But you can also start the sentence with never to emphasize never. Never have I seen anything like that. Did you see what happened? Because I started the sentence with never, which is a negative word, I had to put the auxiliary have in front of the subject. She rarely misses a deadline. Rarely does she miss a deadline. But wait, you've learned that you put the auxiliary in front of the subject when asking questions, right? But this is not a question. It's just something weird about English. Now you're ready to look into NOR. When you have two negative alternatives, you can combine them using NOR. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. I don't drink coffee, nor do I drink tea. Because nor is a negative word, you need the auxiliary in front of the subject. He does not enjoy learning English, nor does he like to do homework. She doesn't want to watch the movie, nor does she want to talk to her father. He can't dance, nor can he sing very well. The poor guy. At least he's trying. Let's practice a little bit. I'll give you two sentences in a coordinating conjunction. You create a new sentence using the coordinating conjunction. He does not understand the lesson. He did not do his homework. 4. He does not understand the lesson, for he did not do his homework. This is too formal, so let's use because. He does not understand the lesson. He did not do his homework. Because. He does not understand the lesson because he did not do his homework. See, you need a comma before for, but not before because. She brushes her teeth every day. She has a cavity. But. She brushes her teeth every day, but she has a cavity. He seldom brushes his teeth. He has no cavities. Yet. He seldom brushes his teeth, yet he has no cavities. That is surprising. He interviewed for the job. He didn't get it. But. He interviewed for the job, but he didn't get it. He was qualified for the job. He didn't get it. Yet. He was qualified for the job, yet he didn't get it. She's upset. He rarely helps around the house. 4. She's upset, for he rarely helps around the house. This is really formal, so let's use because instead. She's upset because he rarely helps around the house. Remember, you need a comma between these two complete sentences, but you don't need a comma here. He did not cook dinner last night. He did not do the dishes. Nor. He did not cook dinner last night, nor did he do the dishes. This video has a page on snaplanguage.io, including extra materials and exercises. I didn't post any videos for quite a while, yet my latest videos are getting a lot of views, so thank you. And a special thanks goes to Ashley and Goose. They're both native speakers, yet they watch all my videos to support the channel. You thought I'd forgotten to say goodbye, huh? That'd be rude. Keep learning. Always. Bye.